Hey, what's up guys? How's it going? Just want to make a quick video today, going over some of the features of these Snap-on Instinct handle screwdrivers and what makes them different from a cheap screwdriver. Um, I've watched a few videos on why people like the Snap-on Instinct screwdrivers, and one of the big reasons people are throwing out there is the Allen portion at the end, or at the end of the shank, so you can throw a wrench on it, and if you really have to put some weight down on a screw and put a wrench on it, you might be able to break it free that way. This is a really nice feature. Has them on all the screwdrivers, the flatheads, the Phillips. I'm pretty sure it's got them on the Torx too. So that's fairly standard on all the Snap-on screwdrivers, but even the cheap screwdrivers nowadays have the same design. This screwdriver is from Canadian Tire. This is the first screwdriver set I ever bought, and it has the same design. The whole shank is a hex shaped, and you can throw a wrench on here too. So for me, that isn't really a big deal that these Snap-on screwdrivers have that. It is nice. I am glad that they have the hex portion where you can throw a wrench on it, because you never know when you might need a little extra leverage. It is nice, but it is not a unique feature that Snap-on screwdrivers have. Tons of brands of screwdrivers have this hex portion so you can throw a wrench on your screwdriver. But some of the things that do make the Snap-on screwdrivers different, I'm going to start with the tips. Now, these two screwdrivers are the first two Snap-on screwdrivers I ever got. I bought them used a little over a year ago, and I bring these two. I also have another set of Instinct screwdrivers, an 8-piece set. I leave those at work. Those stay at work. These two screwdrivers, I bring these to the junkyard. I bring them home to work on my car. I take them from work to use them outside of work, if I need a couple screwdrivers. And usually what I got here is a number 2 and a 1/4 inch slotted or a flathead, and usually that does the trick for me. That's usually what I need when I'm at the junkyard or something like that. But I'm going to start with the tips. I didn't actually know this until I bought my new set of screwdrivers, and you can see that the tips have more of a satin, like a flat finish to them. You can see the shank is all shiny, and the tips have a flat finish on them. Now, when I first got these screwdrivers, I wasn't too sure what that was. But when I bought my new set of Instincts, my Snap-on guy actually told me that what this is I guess Snap-on vapor blast them. I'm not 100% sure what that means. But I have noticed that these screwdrivers, I guess it puts a texture on the tip of the screwdriver. It's a little more textured, and I find that they grip into screws really well. These Phillips also, I'll try to get this to focus for you guys. The Phillips, you can kind of see it there, also have little etchings on the inside of the blade. You can see those little lines going across, and those lines also help to grip into that screw. So I have noticed that the Snap-on screwdrivers, they grip in the screw super well, and if you're gonna round a screw, you're putting a lot of pressure on it. So I find that these screwdrivers do really well gripping into that screw and not rounding them out, which is awesome, which is very important. Save you a lot of time if you do end up rounding them. I find with cheaper screwdrivers like this, with the regular finish, I find these like to jump out a lot easier than my Snap-on ones do. So that's one thing. Number 2, the durability. Now, I've had this set of screwdrivers for almost 2 years now. This Phillips I haven't used a crazy lot, as you can see. It's a little dirty on the handle, but it's not all mashed up on the tip. But I have a flathead like this, and I've used it, as a chisel a few times, just hammering on it, hammering on the end here. This isn't a striking screwdriver, and neither are the snap-ons, but the end here on the flathead is just so mashed up. It's all rounded and damaged and mushed in, and you can just tell that, it has clearly been hammered on. But these snap-on ones, I've hammered on this screwdriver too. I'm sure whoever had this screwdriver before me, I'm sure they probably use this as a chisel too. And as you can see, sorry guys, not the greatest focus right now, but as you can see, it looks pretty damn good. It's got a couple nicks, couple scratches, but it's not all mashed up and folded over and stuff like that. These screwdrivers are super durable, and that's one thing I like about these snap-on screwdrivers is this hard plastic. These are the Comfort Grip or the soft grip Instincts. I know you can get them in the soft grip and the hard grip. These are the soft grip, but the hard plastic, the colored plastic, is super durable, which is a really nice thing when you got them, kicking around the shop, you're dropping them, you're hammering on them, you're doing all sorts of stuff, and these aren't going to get all smashed up and damaged, and the screwdriver will just look a lot nicer for a lot longer, which is always a good thing. Try to get this to friggin' focus again. That's a little bit better. What else do we got? Of course, the handles. These Instinct handles are by far the best screwdriver handles I have ever used out of any screwdriver. When you hold this in your hand, it just feels like it was meant, it's just meant to be like, the grip is just perfect on it. I can use this screwdriver. If you're using these screwdrivers, for maybe hours during a day, your hand is not going to get sore and achy, with some screwdrivers that got weird grips on them. This just feels comfortable, especially with the soft grip on them. Right around the edges of it, it's cushioned in your palm, so your palm isn't going to get all sore where the edges are. And it just feels like it feels good in your hand. And if you can, because it has this big triangle design, you can really put a lot of torque on a screw. It just fits really good in your hand. Now this cheap one has the same kind of triangle design, but it's just small and rounded. It has a little, the rubber is a little softer on the edges, but when you squeeze it, it just digs into your hand. And if I had to use this screwdriver for, a couple hours during the day, my hand would probably get sore. But with these snap-on ones, I just find they're just so comfy. And the very important thing, obviously, is that your tools are, A, you feel comfortable using them, and A, you're not getting, your hands aren't getting sore while you're using them. Because if you're using them for a long period of time, then, you want a tool that's not going to, that feels good in your hand and it's not going to make your hand sore while you're using it. So those are the three main things I like about the Instinct handle snap-on screwdrivers. A bonus feature, guys, nothing really, major, but I just love the snap-on colors. The hard handle screwdrivers clean up a lot better than these Instinct ones, but you can see these screwdrivers are probably 2-3 years old, and they clean up pretty well. These screwdrivers have been covered in grease and oil and everything to the junkyard, laying on the floor in the shop all day, and they clean up pretty well. I find the orange one gets the dirtiest. The red one cleans up pretty nice. The green ones get pretty dirty too, but they clean up okay. But I just love the snap-on colors, the green, the orange, and the red. You know, they just make the screwdrivers pop. You know, obviously this is just one example, but this gray is just dull. It just looks boring. I know there's lots of colors of screwdrivers out there, and that really makes no difference to the job you're doing. But these screwdrivers really just pop. So yeah, guys, these are some of the reasons why I like the Snap-on instant handle screwdrivers, why I think they are worth the money. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a good one.